Okay, I'm back again. I literally just filmed the first video yesterday, but I'm making this video because I really want to talk about DNFing books and reasons why. So this video is very important for me, myself and I to reflect on. So I'm going to be looking down a lot because I have my laptop in front of me, just because I have like the reviews I kind of wrote on each book. So kind of I'll kind of explain that later. So let's talk about the Endless War. But before we start about the Endless War, we need to go back to the beginning. So it starts off with, sorry, that's the wrong order. Fix that there. The Bridge Kingdom, the Traitor Queen, the Calm Before the Storm is a little novella that goes in between here. The Inadequate Heir and the Endless War. So the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen and the Calm Before the Storm, the novella, follows Lara and Aaron, the Princess of Murdrina and the King of Ithacana, the Bridge Kingdom. So book one follows Lara and Aaron, like I just said, and basically I'll just read the synopsis for you. Raised as a warrior, Princess Lara knows two things. King Aaron of the Bridge Kingdom is her enemy, that she must be the one to bring him to his knees. The Bridge Kingdom is the only route through a storm-ravaged world, and it uses its power to deprive its enemies, including Lara's homeland. When she's sent to be the King Aaron's bride, Lara will do... my cat got on the way, so I'm going to continue on from where I was. So, something about Lara's homeland. When she's sent to be the King Aaron's bride, Lara will do anything it takes to bring down the kingdom's defenses, even if it means seducing her new husband. Yet as she learns more about the war to possess the bridge, Lara's feeling for Aaron transforms from hostility to passion. She faces a terrible dilemma: which kingdom to save and which to destroy. The Bridge Kingdom. She's able to realize and go back and reflect on what she's done wrong and improve for the better, and that is exactly why I love these two characters so much. But then we get to book 3. So in book 3, Zahara and Karis. Karis is Lara's brother, and in the Endless War, which I got 80% true. Sorry, that was my cat leaving. I don't know why I was so loud. But basically, these are the most frustrating characters in history. No accountability whatsoever. They only care about themselves. Both of them only care about each other, like their relationship. They don't think about the consequences and the effects they being together does to their kingdom and everything. Oh my god. In this book, he's such a bastard. I don't give a shit. He's so annoying. But in this book, they swap roles and she's... let's just say that she went downhill from person to knowing... So person to kind of like... She realizes she's been manipulated in a way, which Lara has been. But the difference between these two is Lara does not let that define her. She doesn't let it define her. She changes for the better, and she takes accountability and knows now she has the power to change, not just herself, but other people's lives around her. But her, Zahara, and you think I love her because she reflects little things in me. Like, first of all, she's black, a main character we don't really see in many books today, well, many popular books today. But her whole personality revolves around loving him. Yeah, he loves her too, but we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about her. Like, where do we go? Where do we go downhill from here? She has a whole personality to back up everything. That's why I love her. She doesn't. In this book, it was kind of like, yeah, she's been manipulated. She's finding out who she is as a person. Blah blah blah. Okay, forgive her. Like, we'll give her a chance to change in the next book. But no, she becomes so despicable in this book. Never gives anyone a chance. She's very condemning. Like, she condemns people way too easily, and then you find out she's in the she was too quick to do that in the first place. And then in this book, he kind of improves himself because now he's taking accountability for his actions, and then they get their little cameo in this book. Lara and Aaron get their cameo in this book and I think they kind of saved the book, but now towards the end they're not really in there, so it's just gone downhill again. And I'm literally on the chapter where they are getting together, getting at it, whatever, and I'm just like, no, both of you have a kingdom to protect, a duty to your people who you keep forgetting. Yeah, okay, what now happens if you guys are together? You have your own kingdom and you have your own kingdom. How's that going to work? I don't want them together at all. I just don't want them together. They don't have personalities outside of each other, and it's just like, it's really frustrating. Read out the review I'm going to post if I don't finish this book, and even if I do, I'll post it anyways. So if I tell you the beef I have with Sahara and Kairos, we will be here all day. Kairos did improve in this book and was by far much better and more likable than in the last book. Although I say his redemption was a bit forced, his redemption arc was a bit forced in this book. How Aaron had forgiven him so easy and how they kind of became buddy with each other was amusing to see, but I just couldn't get over the fact that in the last book, Kairos so easily condemned, spoiler, Aaron and his people to death. Don't worry, I'm not gonna... Oh, okay, anyways, now we have mostly gone over the fact to save Zahara. Lara, on the other hand, gosh, I love her. She stood on business, and she did, as she should. I did, however, like seeing Kara stick up for Lara when it came to how she was being treated in Tikana. But again, let's not forget he would throw her to the fire again for his lover, Zahara, without a second thought. But from reading this book, I think he would cry while doing it. He'll do it, but he'll cry. I'm kidding, but it goes to show that there was a limit in the end for him. He had already lost 2 people, I'm not going to say the names, at this point, which seemed enough. He needed a break for a minute. And I only really began to see his redemption when he saved Aaron by jumping in front of the arrow, risking his life for someone he didn't give a shit about in the last book. So props to him. But my heart melted a bit at that. Quote, this idiot decided to jump in front of the arrow. Another quote. Child should meet her father, Kara said between his teeth, swaying sideways as the ship tilted, the sails catching the wind, if only to better appreciate that her brilliance came from her mother's side. Spoiler, Lara is pregnant, Zara thought. They'd risked more than she realized to help her. You're an asshole, Kairos, Aaron said. But Sahara didn't miss how his grip on Kairos' arm tightened, eyes filled with a mixture of gratitude and guilt. End quote. Sahara, however, don't even get me started on her. It's like they switched positions in this book. She was so unlikable and whiny and oh so insufferable. But then there were times where I was like, what's going on with her character? I think the reason for my annoyance is that it's because she forgave Kairos way too quickly and couldn't even try to hate him for a minute. Like, at least try. It became evident when she made the decision to go back for Kairos on the island, knowing hundreds of people that stood alongside her while they were going to die in the process, including children. So, including children, she was so blinded by the fact that, oh, he saved me, now I need to go save him, even though you're risking so many people's lives by going back. Let's continue. So, she couldn't even try to hate him for a minute, like at least try. It became evident when she made the decision to go back for Kairos on the island, knowing hundreds of people that stood alongside her were going to die in the process, including children. She did a 180 from the last book, and this pissed me off more than anything. Because, girl, I know you love him, and I don't want him to die either. But you are doing the exact same thing, in a way he done in the last book, that she did condemn him for. When it came to choosing between you and Ithacana, her and Ithacana. But props to her, she did kind of acknowledge the fact that she had been used by so many people close to her that she can't really think for herself, and her love for both her aunt and Kairos have clouded her so much so that she kind of is lost without them taking the lead. And she is in a leader position, and you're going for the leadership role and having other people speak for you. It's just, the action speaks within itself, honestly. That's the best way I can put it into words. This quote here says it all. He came for you. Her heart whispered. He still loves you. Instead of filling Zara with warmth, that knowledge tightened like a vice around her chest, making it a fight to breathe as her eyes skipped over the bodies of the fallen. He loved her, but it was a love twisted by his blood and upbringing. Love that burned so hot that it destroyed anything that got in its way, leaving ash and death in its wake. But the same could be said for her. She loved him, but it was a love twisted by her blood and upbringing. Maybe not in the same way as his, but the fact still stands. And this is in my opinion. Another quote. Berman was dead. Zara clenched her teeth, cursing the twist of fate that had decided they'd pay for allowing him to live again, for allowing him to die. Yet on the heels of it came to the bite of unexpected grief. Berman was her cousin, and despite their differences, he had been a near constant in her life. Not only that, he was a victim of Petra as well, her aunt. Her cruelty to him having shaped the man he'd become. Zara would have done the same as Lara had if she'd witnessed Karis being shot. But that didn't mean she was without grief, that her cousin would never have the chance to redeem himself. End quote. That was just so hard for me to read. I was so confused there. Yeah, Berman wasn't perfect. We get it. But do you see where I'm getting at? Also, it's crazy she admitted to herself when she came to realize she was shitty towards Lara and held a grudge against her for her crimes against Itakana, which speaks of hypocrisy since your man did the same. Hear that? How can I be the empress Volkata needs when all I want is to oh my gosh, this is such a horrible quote. I hate it so much. It was kind of all over the place because I'm not really done. I was just writing everything down. That was back at the start of this month, and I started this book like at the end of February. I don't think I'm posting this book. Yeah, that was just explaining everything. But I would 100% recommend this series to read it for yourself, to form your own opinions and everything. I kind of think if you like TV show examples, if you love like Game of Thrones, Vikings, I love those. Oh my gosh, that's so I was saying the Game of Thrones, the Vikings, I love those shows so much. Other political, whatever, The Last Kingdom, or is that the movie? What's the show called again? I can't remember. The Vikings of Valhalla, and there's so many other politically. The Wheel of Time. There's so many political fantasy shows. I would 100% recommend these books. So this is the order: 1, 2, 3, 4. But I for sure say these two are really good. But you might prefer these two, and I'm not saying I hate these two. I actually love it. I just don't want them together. I don't give a shit. They're just I don't know. Characters who can't even think for themselves. It's kind of really embarrassing having your man take the lead in everything, and you have your whole kingdom to look after. That's embarrassing, really. So I think I just did that whole rant while I wasn't filming. But yeah, you know what? Bye.